Hi guys, welcome. I am not feeling well today, but I'm still weaving. Hi guys, thank you guys so much for being here today. I am Felicia from SweetGeorgia, and this is Taking Back Friday, where we talk about making time to make things. I talk about knitting and spinning and dyeing and weaving and all those fiber arts that I absolutely love. Now, today, I am not feeling well. I'm sick. Yeah, today I'm not feeling well. I think I caught a cough from my son, and then I think I made it worse because I was out in the garage when it was freezing cold and it was kind of freezing rain outside, and I was dyeing warp yarns. I was dyeing these warp yarns here. Oh my God. So these warp yarns are all Harrisville Shetland yarns, and I had wound them into 6 different warp chains. I wound them into 6 different segments, and each of these segments I wanted to dye into sort of a bit of a gradient. And so you can see these ones, they go from kind of like a purple to a blue to a turquoise blue, sort of that sort of idea. And then these ones go from kind of like a pale teal blue to a sea foamy kind of color, to a celery kind of color, to just like a celadon green kind of color. So there's a whole bunch of warp chains here that I was dyeing outside in the garage when it was freezing cold. And I think after that, I came back inside, and for the rest of the day, I had a bit of a fever. So that was not good. It was also partly because I was feeling a little bit under the gun to get these things done because I want to tie them onto the loom sometime today. So as I was rushing to get that done, I was trying to get all this dyeing done while my husband and my family were out of the house. And so I had like this very short window of about 20 minutes. And for some reason, I thought that I could dye 6 warp chains in 20 minutes, which is not really possible. And so this is the one that I had started. I had started to create these. This is the first set of warp chains that I put in the pot. And I was trying to dye these as a gradient. And then as I was doing that, I just kind of ran out of time. And then there was all this leftover dye sitting on the counter. And then I was like, oh, I can't dump this dye and I can't pour it back into the container because it was already mixed. And so I just put it into the dye bath and then dyed everything with it. So this is obviously not the gradient that I was looking for. And in my haste, I created waste. So now I have these 3 warp chains, which I'll have to find something to do with them. They'll probably become some kind of a scarf or something like that. But yeah, they're fully purple. They're not the gradient that I expected. And it's just because I was rushing. And when you rush, you make mistakes. It's not a good thing. So that is the blanket project that's going to be going on the loom sometime later on today. So the other thing that I've been working on today is I'm recording a whole bunch of content for rigid heddle weaving. So here is the loom that I have been using pretty much consistently for the past couple of weeks. And this one is the Ashford, it's a 16-inch wide sample it loom. And I have it set up here on a stand. It's super handy. I love that it's on a stand. It's like I can move it anywhere. And so what I've put on here is actually a party of 5 mini skein set that we make. This one is in a new colorway called Escape. And so here are the colors that are supposed to be in that kit. And so they kind of go like that, in that order. And so I held together some of the yarns. I held together the different colors so that way I can mix and blend them a little bit more. It's kind of hard to see, but they are kind of a little bit more mixed and blended here to make a little bit of a gradient effect. And then as the weft yarn, I'm using 1 strand of undyed merino silk lace. So it's 50% merino, not superwash, and 50% silk. And so I'm putting that in here as the 1 color weft. I thought, well, I could put all of this in the weft as well, but then I'd be making plaid, and I'm not sure if I want to make a plaid scarf, I wanted to make this kind of like a light and bright and breezy sort of elegant sort of scarf. But I feel a little bit like the undyed color is kind of obliterating all of the other colors. And so this might need some work in terms of trying to figure out what is the right weft color to put in here to make this the way that I want it. And then finally, the last project that I've been working on is, I was talking last week about how the new Leclerc loom that I have here, what I want to do is put a whole bunch of cotton on there that can be done as a warp-faced rep weave project. And so initially I thought, well, I'm going to go and dye all this cotton to get started. But it turns out that I have actually lots of dyed cotton already. I have a ton of this 8228 cotton, which is it's a little bit like a lace weight cotton, I guess. And I used it originally to make dish towels. I used it to weave a baby wrap for baby Nina when she was a baby. And I have just all this yarn left over. So I thought, well, I could use all of that rather than going out and dyeing new colors first. Just use what I have. Right? So what I did is I have wound a warp here that it's going to be for mug rugs. I just never thought that I would be making mug rugs. But in any case, I have made a warp here that will be 5 inches wide on the loom. And you can see here, there's a little bit of a gradient thing that you can see here. But basically, this is the idea. It's going to be a mug rug. It's going to be a coaster that's going to be done with a rep weave technique. And on the outside border is basically navy blue that's been it's going to be solid navy. And then here we have turquoise and the darker navy. And then we have a seafoam and a navy, and then a pale green and a navy, and then a pistachio green in the middle and a navy. And so I'm basically holding one light color, one dark color, each being held together. And then when they go onto the loom, what's going to happen is they're going to be squished up really, really nice and tight, but we'll be setting them up on the different shafts. So that way, you know, when you raise one of the shafts, all of the turquoise will go up and all of the dark threads will go down. And then on another shaft, maybe all of the pistachio green will go up and all of the dark will go down. And so it looks like it's all mixed and blended here, but there is going to be a separation of color as we put them onto the loom. And so that is also another project that I'm going to be working on. And so right now, yeah, today is Wednesday. I record these on Wednesday. You guys see them on Friday, but I record them on Wednesday. And so I have, at the start of the year, tried to carve out the time to say that Wednesdays are for weaving. And so that I'm either recording content that's going to go in the School of SweetGeorgia about weaving, or I'm weaving these projects so that I can learn new techniques so that I can eventually also teach them in the School of SweetGeorgia. These are all things that I am working on and excited to be working on. But today I am so tired. So this is a short episode today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this episode, please do hit the like button. I would also like to hear from you guys about what color you think I should put in this scarf. If you think I should just stick with the white that's here, or if you think that I should go with another color. I kind of wanted to be breezy and vacation-y and that kind of feeling. And I kind of feel like maybe the weft has to be even thinner. I want this weft to be almost invisible. Yeah, so I'm still thinking about that. I think the weft is too light. Yeah. We're going to have to figure that out. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you guys like this episode, please do hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, please do hit subscribe. And I come back every Friday, whether I'm sick or not. I come every Friday and talk to you about all of the fiber arts, knitting, spinning, dyeing, weaving, and anything that you guys might also be wanting to learn as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.